Hi, I'm Andy Kinder and today you join me at the fantastic Maver Dynamite Hayfield Lakes complex here in Doncaster, where today we're going to hopefully show you how to catch a few carp on a waggler. I don't think there's no finer way of catching fish, especially when the sun's out like it is today and them fish are starting to cruise round in them upper layers. It's exciting, it's adrenaline rushing. You see that waggler fly under and that carp set off at 100 mile an hour across lake. A fantastic way of fishing. So we're going to show you a few little tips, a few wrinkles, how we're going to catch a few fish today. Let's get on with it. Right, waggler fishing for carp, what's it all about? Well, it's, like I said earlier in my early intro, it's a fantastic way of catching carp through the summer months and winter time in particular. But summertime, early spring, things like that, when them fish have come out of that winter dormant stage and they're starting to come up, warm themselves through with this lovely sunshine, they're wanting to feed in the upper layers of the water, and that's where pellet waggler and waggler fishing scores. Bigger waters in particular, just like here at Maver Dynamite Hayfield Lakes, we've got a lot of open water to go at. Them fish sometimes they don't want to come just in onto that pole range, they're just that little bit further out, and literally they like them 8mm pellets, ding 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 on the surface. And what a fantastic way of catching fish when other methods won't work. And waggler days, yeah, you know, if the wind's really bad and you can't control it and things like that, you ain't never going to catch on it. But the days like we've got today with that little bit of ripple, you can see one or two cruising fish cruising about and coming to top and mouthing things off top. They're the perfect waggler days. So, right, I'm going to get started, have a chuck, hopefully catch you a few carp. Dead easy. You can see I've got a nice little setup here. I've got my rod rest here where I can drop my rod on to feed, catapult, pellets all at hand, and it's literally half a dozen pellets. Feed them out into lake. Now, one little tip, especially when you're feeding your pellets out there, you need to try and keep them well tight. They need to go in a little bit of a group. So, oh, there we go, how about that? I'd like to class that as poetry in motion, I think. But, you know, the perfect example there, I've feathered the waggler down, it's landed on the surface. I'd already fed some pellets. As that waggler's landed on the surface, I've dropped it onto my rod rest, I picked it up, 6 pellets, right over the top, kept them literally, I'm trying to knock my float out the water. In among it, away we go. It's not always as easy as that, I might say, but like I say, I can't really stress enough how important it is to try and keep them pellets tight, because as you've landed your float out there and your waggler's gone out there and you've catapulted a few pellets, you're trying to trick a really, really wary carp into thinking your pellet, what's on the hook, is falling in among the loose offerings. Five or 6 pellets, your pellet as well, it's coming, it's seen them, wallop, under it's gone, away we go. You know, if you're confident enough while you're playing a fish, you know, there's not to stop you. Putting half a dozen pellets into the catapult, keeping them fish interested, while we're fishing. Takes a bit of practice, but you know, just keep that, especially if it's in a match situation, you don't want people pulling fish off you. I do think a lot of people are frightened of fishing wagglers, and like, you know, pole fishing's took over a lot these last few years, but you know, as equally it's a match winning method, definitely. On the right venue, at the right times, it's just finding the right time, right conditions and everything, and catch some massive weights. Don't want to give up. And there we have it. Absolutely nailed. You will find sometimes them fish, when they're proper having it, they'll take it inside their mouth. It's not like a normal, even when you're air rigging. There he is. Right, that's slipping bait, and I'll talk you through the tackle, the hooks, the floats, the line and everything on how to catch a load of carp on a waggler. Right, so there you've seen it. So what actually do you need for a successful day's waggler fishing? Let's have a look at a bit of hardware what we've used today. So first of all, wagglers. There we are. These ones I've used today, they're the MVR X8 wagglers. Now they're available in 4 sizes these. They come from 4, 5, 6 and 8 gram. Now there's been a little bit of wind today and it's been a little bit tricky at times. So we've used the 5 gram. Fully loaded. Don't want no shots on my line at all while I'm pellet waggler fishing or anything like that. Just a nice natural fall of that pellet going through your loose pellets. So fully loaded. They've got a little dive disc at the bottom, stops them dropping too far down. But the real beauty of these wagglers is, yes, they are slightly longer, but we are fishing in some depth of water. But the sheer beauty of these floats, and I'll hold them up there, look, you can see they've got hollow tops. Now, any real difficult conditions and light conditions, you can actually see them floats. They stand out like, just stand out like a sore thumb, they're beaming at you. And when that disappears, it's like game on. But yeah, 4, 5 and 6 gram will probably cover you for the majority of your waters you're going to fish. That's the X8. If you go to bigger venues, such as like your Boddingtons and places like that, we've got the X10s, and you can see straight away a lot more dumpier, more so for a splash, more so for distance work and things like that. You've got 6, 8, 10 gram in them. They're, you know, the real big boys for going a proper distance. And I might have possibly had one of them set up today if I wanted to get right out there, side of that spinner. Just can't get the bait there, but sometimes you see odd cruiser out there. I pick the 10 grammer up, have a few chucks and hopefully nail a big one off the top. So them's me 2 of the wagglers. Also, I am going to show you these because there will always be a stage when them fish drop further down in the water, and we've actually caught at 4 foot today. But these times, especially on this venue and any deep venue anywhere in UK, where them fish are a little bit further down, like 6, 7, 8, 9 foot down, you know, the smaller, dumpier pellet wagglers are no good. And this is when we go onto floats like this. There's your Signature Pro ones, 6 gram, fully loaded again. You don't need no weight down the line, but you've got that length there for that extra stability when you're casting out. And then also the MVR finesse ones, more so a winter type waggler. Yes, you can use them summertime, but more like a winter type waggler, a lot slimmer antenna, more so for fishing your smaller pellets like 6mm pellets, more F1s, places like that. So there you're hardware with your Wagglers. Main line, I don't really want to take any prisoners. I use the 019 MVR power reel mono, either 019 or 21. I like the 19 if I can get away with it. It just gives you that little bit more ease in casting, the lighter floats. Because it's a lot slimmer diameter, it'll get you to where it needs to get you. 7.7 braking strain, and it actually floats. That line floats. So when I'm fishing quick and I'm getting bites quick, I can leave it on the top and it picks up instantly. And it's a reliable line, quite abrasive resistant, and you don't want your gear to let you down. That's the biggest thing. I've matched that with an MVR rig mono, 018 hook length, 6.6. The fishing here, you get away with 018 quite easily on most fisheries. Like I say, I've said at times, you know, you let some of these fish and they scream off, and you know, you want something what's not going to let you down. So 018 hook length covers me for my Waggler. And to that, I've got the MVR pellet carp hook, size 16, which I tie him up on a banded pellet. It's an upturned eye on that, which in turn, because of the upturned eye and the way you tie it, it actually hangs straight on the line. So you've got that perfect straight fall on your line. Superb up, really strong, keeps the point. Perfect for what we need. Right, moving on to rods. Brand new rod for this year. It's the Reality Evo rods. 11 foot, I've got an 11 and a 12 foot match set up today. Fantastic value for money rods. I just cannot believe how good these rods are. You know, they've got the power where you need them. They've also got that nice forgiving action under your rod end, and they sell for between 50, well, I'm saying they sell between 50 and 60 pounds. That's the entire range of the match and the feeder rods in this range. Reality rods have always been a popular rod for us, but these Evos, we just took it to that next level at a price what's a realistic price. Nice flat butts on them, as you can see as you're playing your fish. You can hold your elbow against that flat butt and like really lean down onto them. So 11 and 12 foot match, that'll cover you for most of your pellet Waggler work on here. Matched with an MVR 3000 reel, which again, light, small, compact, can wind in quick, and it matches the rod and balance and everything perfect. So there's the rods, there's the reels, seen the floats, caught loads of fish. Right, well there we go. And what a day we've had. Didn't start off easy, I must admit, but constantly keep trickling a few pellets in, varying about with depths and whatever. They finally turned up and we've managed to put a few together. Waggler as a method, catching carp, summertime, it's all about working your peg. You know, be positive, keep feeding, keep trickling pellets in, keep casting. It's literally a case of catching them on the drop and just constantly working your peg. The busiest angler will catch the most fish when it comes to Waggler fishing and catching fish on pellets, especially in the warmer months anyway. So I'm hopefully going to get this fish in. We're going to call it a day because my arms are aching. If it ever wants to come in. But just a fan. I've said it before. It's, you know, it's a great way of catching fish. You know, I don't think there's out finer than seeing that Waggler go under and that whip of that line coming off the surface and a great angry carp on the end. And you know, quite straightforward. It's really straightforward. You know, the right floats, the right lines, the right hooks and rods, and you'll have a fantastic day. Oh, there we go. can tell it's warmed up because they are quite lively now, these fish. So that's unhook him. If he wants to behave. Here we are, look. That's pudding bite. And away. Well, there you go, guys. It's as easy as that. We've had a fantastic day here at Maver Dynamite, Hayfield Lakes. And like I've said to you, waggler fishing for carp in the summer, in springtime, you know, when the sun's shining, then fish are wanting to feed on falling pellets. It's a brilliant, brilliant method. Get your rods right. You ain't got to pay a fortune for rods. Like I said, the Reality Evo rods, 50 odd quid. You've got a rod what will do you for every type of waggler fishing you could possibly imagine out there. The right floats, they're all relatively cheap enough. Nice, simple setup. The key to it all is the constant casting, the constant feeding, and just being patient at the end of the day. So, until next time, we'll catch up with you. Tight lines. See you all soon.